Yes, and I felt like school doesn't wait me wait for me. It was mad, a lot of crying and shouting children, a lot of
Mhm.
shouting and running parents, and I was very hesitated. It was not comfortable for me, and that was
It
my
was
first
noisy.
day.
Hmm.
It was big stress for me.
Thank
So
you.
it was kind of terrible,
Hmm?
terrible experience.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible experience. Kind of terrible experience. Are
Typical.
you?
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you. Thank you. Very interesting. Thank you. It is pleasant to recollect that today, isn't it? Thank you. Chad, it's very interesting to hear about your first day. Was it in America?
Yes, yes, I went to school in America in the state of Missouri. It was a mixture of emotions because, on the one hand, I was always excited for school to start. School would usually start in September. And on the other hand, it was sad because it was the end of summer break, the end of summer holiday.
Mm-hmm.
And I always loved summer. So usually the first day of school, I would not sleep very well the night before. I would be very nervous, very excited. In American schools, you usually have a different teacher every year.
Mm-hmm.
So you would be excited to meet your teacher the first day of school, and you would have to decide, is this teacher nice? Does this teacher like me?
Mm-hmm.
Is this going to be a good year or a difficult year?
Mm-hmm.
So every year you would wake up, you would be excited. I would get up and eat breakfast, and then I would go outside and wait for the school bus to come and
Mm-hmm.
to stop at the stop close to my house. And of course, sometimes on the bus, there would be nice kids, there would be mean kids. You never knew who you would sit next to on the school bus. It was
Mm-hmm.
always an adventure. But usually the first day of school, there was not a lot of real work that was done. It was kind of a wasted day. We
Mm-hmm.
would go, we would get our textbooks, we would learn which desk we're supposed to sit in.
Mm-hmm.
We would learn our schedule, like what time we have each class, what time is lunch. And of course, we would visit with our friends. We would ask our friends, how was summer? What's new in your life? So really, even the first week, there was not much learning. It was all, learning the system, learning the times of everything. And it took probably a week or two to get adjusted, to get used to the schedule. But overall, I have good memories of the first day, the first week of school.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. Was it that day on the 1st September too?
No, we have a holiday in America. It's called Labor Day.
Mm-hmm.
And so usually every September, Labor Day is the first weekend. And then school would start after the Labor Day holiday. So sometimes it would be September 5th, September 7th. It just depended on the calendar each year.
Okay, thank you. But in Russia, the 1st September is a traditional day of knowledge, so we call it. Thank you. Rodrigo, please remind us your country, and we are listening to you.
Yeah. So my first day to go to school was really, really exciting. It's a little
In what
similar
country?
like,
In what
sorry,
country? In what country?
Brazil, Brazil.
Brazil, Brazil. Thank you.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
are
yeah,
from Brazil.
yeah, yeah. My first day was really, really incredible. But before this day, I feel like Chad felt a mix of emotions because I was excited to start at school for the first time, but the same time, I was a little bit scary about leave my comfort zone, right? Because I was so close of my parents, of my close friends. So for me, it was would be a challenge, a new challenge, because it was a new school, new people, new teachers. So for me, all things was new. And my mommy always said, when you um, are out of your comfort zone, that's now you are growing up, because you never forget this time. And she was totally right, because after maybe 35 years, I'm able to remember the first time I went to the new school. So for me, it was really incredible. My mom ordering an apple and give me to to take take it to my new teacher. I remember that when I give an apple for my new teacher, she was so happy and give me a strong hug, and I feel so carry careful about this situation. So I was more comfortable in that new occasion, and I could enjoy all new friends, all the teachers, and all new place that I was just new in that moment. It was really incredible.
Thank you. Do you remember your first teacher? Was it good for you? What to you?
Yeah,
Toward you?
Yeah, I remember. Unfortunately, I don't remember the name of her, but I remember the face of her. I would say, yeah, I would say if I meet her in real life, I don't know if that is to alive, but if I meet her now, I'm able to recognize her. It was really incredible because for me, marked my life. It's part of my growing up, my development, my skills, and it was really incredible because I was so fortunate because she was incredible teacher, not only a teacher, but she's like a big mom to all. So it was really incredible. I didn't have many problems in my first day. I adapted it so well in that moment, and I enjoy all new things in my life in that occasion.
Thank you. But now it must be a bit older, right?
Yeah, a bit older, or I don't know. Unfortunately, she's already passed away. I don't know because I'm 41 years. Maybe I was seven years old, 8 years old. So it's a long time ago.
Not long ago, I have found my first teachers in a Russian social network, Одноклассники, and could see how they look
Really?
now. Yes, now we can
Oh,
exchange messages. It was so exciting.
that's
Thank you very much.
no, it's incredible. Thank you.
Danara, please tell us about your first day at school, please. Danara, are you here?
First day it was sunny and так. I can't remember clearly this day, but I have the photo, and I remember that we sang a poem in turn. And I remember only so many people, pupils and parents, and it was a very hot day. Yeah, and
Was it a sunny day? Sunny,
yes,
hot
it
day.
was sunny day. Yes, and very hot.
Thank you. That's all. Elizabeth, please share with us about your first day.
I remember the 1st September when I started the 8th grade. It was in St. Petersburg, the town of Devyatkin, small town. The weather was very sunny. I was wearing a green jacket and a skirt, and I was wearing a big white bow. I was carrying a large red rose and an old school bag, black school bag. My September 1st, that was even recorded on the video, so I got there quite a bit. When we came to our first class, we were given very wonderful gifts. I remember big colorful books with pictures about Russia and St. Petersburg. And I immediately met a girl who was at the same desk with me. I even remember her last name. It was a wonderful day, the best of school time.
Thank you. Thank you. Very interesting. And now, Ayers or Ears, I don't know how correctly to pronounce your name. Please say a few words about you, where you're from, and share with us about your first day at school, please. Tell us anything.
Sorry, are you talking to me?
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
How to pronounce your name correctly?
Okay. I know it's a bit hard for others, but it's easy, like Ejaz.
Ejaz?
Ejaz.
Ejaz. Ejaz.
Yeah.
Okay. I try to remember.
Okay, it's not a big deal.
Ejaz. Okay.
I'm Ejaz. I'm from Afghanistan.
Where are you from?
I'm from
Pakistan?
Afghanistan. No, Afghanistan.
Afghanistan. Afghanistan. Well, thank you.
You're welcome. And I would like to thank all of you guys for this kind of opportunity to improve our English and also expand our general knowledge. So I'd like to thank all of you guys. I don't remember the first day of my school. Like it was maybe 18 or 17 years ago. So the only one thing I do remember from that period that I hated the math teacher. It was a terrible experience. Sorry, like I said, I hated the math teacher or physics, you could say,
And
like social science subjects.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And why did you hate them? Why did you hate your teacher?
I always think that math teacher are a bit boring like compared to other teachers.
They weren't
like
playing with you, maybe. Okay. Did you visit a kindergarten before that, or something like that? Preschool, or
okay.
okay.
Yeah, to be honest with you, we don't have kind of facilities here in Afghanistan and also in Pakistan, like kindergarten or other things. Like we usually start from 7 years old school. Like we don't have kind of facilities.
And before that, you were grown up in your families, right?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Thank you very much. And now, Vladela, please tell us about your first day at school, please. Yes.
On our first day at school, I was happy, and I didn't feel any discomfort. In school, we have ruler and chair party.
Mhm.
And
Thank you. That's all? Have you finished, Ladela?
I think
Okay. No, I remember my first day very well. It was a sunny day. It was an festivus mood. I was in a festivus mood. I remember my first teacher, Tatiana Vladimirovna, very well. And I sat at the front desk by the window. I remember that. There was lots of flowers around, of course. I was really happy to become a pupil. It was one of the best days in my life, I can say. Thank you. Okay, let's go to the second question. What did you like about your school and what did upset you there? So, please, Dmitry, begin.
You know, it's a little bit hard question because I study during 10 years and so many cases, you know, so many circumstances was happened and good, happy cases and dislike cases. But I want to share with one. You know, when I study in school, you know, I had dream. I had dream about future, and I absorb any subjects. I absorbed any lessons what teacher shared with us, and I was happy to get know something new, to get knowledge from any teachers. I was educated. I was hungry about knowledge. Yes, and after graduated school, I understood that I lost maybe best days, best time in my life. Because any new knowledge, I think it's making us happy. You know, first, everything first teacher, first lesson, first good grade, first successful. You know, first your laugh even. Yes, when I really remember. I was fell in love in my second teacher. She was teach maid. Yes, she was maid, and she was very younger. She came to our school after graduated university, and she was so much beautiful, you know. And not only me, but every boys in my grade just fell in love in her. It's first love in teacher. I think you have same experience. It's was what I liked about memory of school. But what upset me? Nothing, really nothing. Everything was very excited. Everything was very spectacular. Okay, I finished. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. Irina?
You know, my life during my school time was for me big school of life. And first success, social success. I was always leader. I began from nurse in my class, and then I grew till to leader of class, and then I became leader in school, and I had very good relationships with director and staff. And but in the end of my school, I've met a lot of hypocrisy in our teachers, and I believed them really, but some of them, they crushed my trust, and I began to open new world, real world. Yes, and I loved my school for 10 years, and I tried to do my best to put part of my life in my class, in my school success. But when I met with hypocrisy, I just I wished как побыстрее.
Sooner, quicker,
Sooner,
faster.
yes, sooner leave it and go to more big world. Yes.
Could you give an example of the hypocrisy of the teacher? How was it shown?
Yes, we had in our 10th class, yes, last class, we had students who had to get medals. I had to get a silver medal. I had only 2.4 and all excellent marks. And except of me, several students too. And we went to that medals for 10 years, but we didn't get it at all. And after, when we when we got our documents, we understood that medals got pupils who had they were daughters or sons of some teachers, and or maybe some influenced parents. Yes, and we knew that nobody subjected us to, nobody helped us during examination, but we knew that they rewrote everything and they've got medals, but they were very bad students. And for us, we couldn't believe to our eyes. And it was reality. And after that, our teachers taught us life, that you were not so good in this examination, so maybe you will try an institute to enter in the institute. And when I trusted this teacher so long period, and he lies in my eyes, I just, wow, it was a very bad feeling inside of me. I didn't believe them at all. And I understood that this is a part of life. I didn't imagine before that case that it is possible. It is possible. I have never met it before.
I have only one mark 4 when I finished school, but I too didn't receive the silver medal.
Right.
Because all other marks or grades were the best. 5, only 5, only 1 4. I don't know. You are not alone.
Yes.
In your grief. Thank you. Chad, tell us please about your school.
Yeah, so
what did you like? What did you hate?
You know, the main thing I hated about school was there were groups of kids, like we call them cliques. And so you would have the popular kids and everybody else. And if you were not in the popular group or the clique, you always felt like an outsider. So for me, I always felt like I was an outsider, like I did not fit in with the cool kids. Really, of course, it's just part of life, you know, but when I look back on it, that was probably the thing that I hated the most. was the popular kids were mean to the other kids. They were not nice to the other kids. But really, what did I like about school? Oh my goodness, I loved lunchtime. I loved recess. We would go out on the playground and we would play sports or go down a slide or go on the swings. So I loved recess time. It was so much fun. And I liked, we called it PE, physical education class. But there was one thing we had to do that I hated. We would have to climb a rope. They had a rope hanging from the ceiling in the gymnasium, and we were supposed to climb the rope, and I was never strong enough to climb all the way up on the rope. So I hated it whenever we had to go to gym class and climb the rope. It was always humiliating for me. My hands would burn from holding the rope, and I hated this activity. But you know, I only remember doing it maybe until third grade or fourth class, third or fourth class. And after that, we did not do it anymore. I don't know why, but maybe so many kids complained to their parents and they changed it. I don't know. But, and now as an adult, I have been to Russia, I have been to Nepal, I have been to many countries, and really I can see that the buildings in America are so nice. The school buildings are nice. We have nice desks, nice computers. I think the kids in America have no idea how nice their school buildings are, their programs, their textbooks. Really, Americans are very fortunate, and most of them are spoiled. They take it for granted, all the nice things that they have.
Thank you. Thank you. Really very interesting. Thanks. And Rodrigo, please.
Yeah. In my case, I felt a little bit protected by the teacher, right? Because always she asked me to help her with stuff inside of the class, and I would like so much to do that. I remember until now that once there was a day we have to check the glucose of the blood, a diabetes exam, right? And it will be need to pierce the finger and pick up a little bit the blood and put it in a special card, I don't know the name in English, and just to check the level of sugar inside the blood. So she asked me to help her to do that, and I said, of course I will. And in the middle of the process, I asked her, teacher, can I pierce the finger of the student? And she said, yes, you can. So I pick up a needle, of course, a needle for each one. So I pick up a needle, I pick up the finger of the friends, and I was just piercing the finger, and the teacher behind me just make the test. So I was pick up the finger of our friends. It was incredible for me. I'm not sure about the friends, but for me it's good. So I feel a little bit proud, a little bit different in that time, because she trusts me to do a special stuff that normally just an adult was able to do that. Because since when I was a child, I was a little bit more responsible than the others. It's like I'm 3 or 4 years older than others, because I always try to give my best in all things, in studying and do everything. So she always choose me to do special things. So it was incredible for me and marked in my life in the past. About upset things that upset me, maybe the school was little strict about the rules. So, for instance, if I arrive 2 minutes later, I wasn't able to participate of the classes. I needed to go back to home for 2 minutes. So it was stronger, strict about the rules. And inside the school was the same. So we just could go to the bathroom once in the morning and was in the afternoon. So we can twice in the same period to the bathroom. So it was harder sometimes. Of course, if you need some problem, you would need to warn the teacher. Teacher, I'm not feeling well today, so probably I need to go to the bathroom more time. But in my case, I would like to go to the bathroom because I would like to have a break, not because I need to go to the bathroom, but to get a relaxed time, just to go out of the classes. Because I would like to study, but sometimes it was hard for me just to keep all the time sitting in the same position. Even at work, I need every 2 hours, I need to stand up and walk a little because I'm not able to keep seated for a long time. It's a problem for me. So that I remember, that's it.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Donara, it's your turn. Please.
What I liked our teachers, yes, because they are very smart and professional teachers, and it's very, it's really important thing, I think, and what upset, and I can say that's really some upset. Upset. I don't know what to say because my school was very strong and very high, very high equipment, and many things, and we had many pupils, it was a big school, and we had a tasty lunchtime lunchtime also, and I had a great school, and I'm very proud of my school.
And what about your relationship with others, with your classmates, for example?
Classmates, it was normal relationships between us, but in elder school and when you are growing, so when you become when you go to high school, it's 10th, 9th classes. Yes, they had some groups. Yes, and it's not good. It was not good groups, and I've never talked, and I've never be friend with these members of this group, because they had they made many bad things, and it's bad habits. So, and I didn't talk with them, and I've never been there in this place, in these groups.
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Thank
But
you.
it's okay, yes, it's okay, and you can teach, you can choose, and it's normal. I think it's everywhere and in each school.
Mhm. Thank you very much. Elizabeth.
I like going on school trips. One day we went to the Ice Palace and went on a safari park. There were very exciting excursions. We went on a big bus and had a very interesting time. I didn't like my relationships with my classmates and some on the lessons.
Mhm. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Ijaz or Ejaz.
It's okay. It's okay if you mispronounce my name. It's okay. So I would like to point out some points that I liked on that time. Like the first point was teachers were very friendly. They were educated and kind of inspirational for all of the students on that period. And point number second is the environment was pretty good for all of the students. The surroundings was good. Like we didn't complain about surroundings and also about environment. And many things, to be honest with you guys, many things really upsets me on that time. Like the teachers were very strict to the rules, and at that time they were very strict and they were beaten up many students without any reason, without any valid reason.
Beat? Really?
Yeah, beaten up. Yeah, like they were very strict.
Was it allowed at that time at schools?
Sorry, come again. Sorry.
Was it allowed at that time in your country for teachers to beat their students?
Yeah, like I wasn't in my country.
It was
we
legal.
were in. Yeah, we were in Pakistan. We were in immigrated period. Like we were like immigration on Pakistan for 20 or maybe for 25 years. So like beaten up was legal. Yeah, and we didn't have enough sources, or we didn't have, I should say, school things on that time, like stationery, books, and many other things. Like we didn't have um, a good laboratory or good labs for chemistry, for physics, and many things more. Like compared to developed countries, we didn't have much facilities. Even nowadays, like developed countries, they have much more facilities for young, for adults, for small kids, but we don't have, and that really upsets me.
In most of our countries, it was and it is illegal for teachers to beat their children. Nevertheless, I remember one episode of my life when a teacher of my school broke the pointer against the head of a student, and they gave them the broken parts of the pointer and said, "You must bring another pointer tomorrow. It's your fault that the pointer was broken." It was.
So
Okay.
maybe it's legal for a reason, not for without a reason. It was like it was a reason for that, as you mentioned.
Yes, thank you. Thank you
You're
very much.
welcome.
Elizabeth? No, Elizabeth has already shared. Vladela, please, it's your turn. What do you like? Are you still a schoolgirl, Vladela? Do you learn at school now?
I don't know.
Okay, what do you love? What do you like? What do you dislike at school?
At my school, I like the teachers. They were kind and friendly, and I didn't like failure. They were friendly and early.
I-
It made me
Please speak a bit louder or closer to the microphone if you can. Mhm. But have you finished, Vladela?
Yes, I was.
Mhm. Okay. And now Beto Casagreen. Beto has joined us. We welcome you. Can you tell us a few words about you? Where are you from? What's your native language? Beto? Oh, disappeared.
We didn't hear you.
Ah,
Couldn't
yes.
hear you.
Switch on your microphone, please.
No sound, no sound. Beto Casagrande, friend, we couldn't hear your voice.
Hello, my friends.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
now we
Hello.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we can. Hello.
Okay. It's the first time I'm here. I don't know if I'm prepared.
A bit louder, please. Speak a bit louder or closer to the microphone.
Okay, I will try. Well, it's the first time I'm here. I don't know if I'm prepared to answer the questions, and well, I didn't read the questions yet. What's the question? What the question is? So, please, are you listening to me?
I'm listening, but the voice is too low for me.
Oh, okay. Sorry. So try another participant, okay? And I will try to adjust my microphone here, okay? While you talk with another person, okay?
Okay. And where are you from?
I'm from Brazil, the same country of Rodrigo, and well,
Beto,
okay.
thank you. Today we are discussing and telling each other about our school days. And now the question is, what did you like and what did you dislike about your school days? About your school.
Okay, I'll try to answer the question. Well, it was a long time ago, but well, I remember that I had a lot of friends. It was pleasant to go to school, and you know, the best part was that interval where we can meet one another and we can have fun, for example, you know. And at the school, I didn't like, for example, some teachers that are very severe with the students. And well, uh, so the school is here. I'm back in my city of birth after living in many places. So sometimes I remember the school because the school is next to my house, my apartment here. It's near here, and you know, but it was a long time ago, and I was not prepared to answer this question. And so I'm trying to remember some good things, but well, maybe our activities and some teachers. For example, uh, I believe that you like one teacher and not another teacher. For example, you have preference, something like that. Okay. I will try to read the questions at first. Okay, so thank you very much.
Thank you. Now it's my turn, right? So I'm answering the question. I liked to be at school, although I got satisfactory grades at the beginning of my first school year. I became a straight A student as soon as my mom threatened to spank me if I would get one more mark average. I would get this trap. I liked to gain knowledge. I liked to come off with flying colors. I liked my teachers and my schoolmates. I think I kicked everything. I think I liked everything at school. The only thing that made me upset was a boy who was 4 years older than me and could strike me sometimes when he wanted. But he was older and stronger than me. I couldn't answer him immediately. Therefore, I decided to become a boxer, and I joined a boxing club to be able to defend even against the high and strong boys. That was upset me. Thank you. And the third question is, what were your favorite school subjects and why? What were your favorite school subjects and why? And now, Dmitry, I ask you to start. And while answering this question, I will leave you for a while, just for a few minutes, and come back. Okay?
Okay. Okay. We don't worry about your
please begin.
avoid. Okay. My favorite subject, what I was in school, of course, it's literature. I very liked to learn literature, Russian literature and foreigner literature. I really like to reading books. I just absorb. I have eaten a ton of books. It was my first friends. Reading books, it's my hobby, it's my passion. And for that reason, I just enjoyed to be on the lesson of literature. Because Russian literature is so, like famous for writers, classic writers, and Dostoevsky, Tolstoy, Gogol, and Solzhenitsyn, and Pushkin, of course. And I so excited to reading books of Russian writers. And top of that, I really like to read books of foreigner writers. And I was best maybe learner in my grade in school, and the teacher of literature always just honored me. Yes, and I was very happy to learn literature. I'm speaker today, and for me it's very useful. Was useful right now to utilize knowledge about literature what I got in my school. But I wanna notice that my most dislike subject was Russian language because I really had hate grammar of Russian. I think it's most difficult, language overall the world, like China. Yes, China language maybe. And I was always loser in Russian language, and a teacher just was upset my successful in Russian language because I was succeed in literature, Russian literature. It's very strange. Yes, it's very strange for me. Okay, thank you. Next.
Thank you.
Can I ask
Irina.
some questions?
Yes.
As you mentioned about your strong interest in English, in literature at all. So how many languages can you speak at the moment?
Today, currently only
Yeah.
except Russian, English little bit, as you notice, and the Korean language. I can speak a Korean language.
That's great. That's great
Yes,
to know.
maybe next language will be Portuguese for my friend Rodrigo from Brazil. Okay.
Thank you. Irina.
My attitude to subject almost was depended from my attitude to the teacher of this subject. I liked
The
physics.
best teacher, the best is your attitude.
Yes, yes. I don't know why, but when I like a teacher, I like subject.
Children.
Yes. No, I liked physics and mathematics, and I was the best in technical drawing.
Mhm.
No, that's
Thank you.
and yes.
Thank you. Chad.
Yeah, I agree with Irina. My favorite class would change depending on which teacher I had. When I was younger, of course, I loved PE, physical education. I liked music classes. In middle school, like 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, I took Spanish, and I enjoyed taking Spanish. I really enjoyed literature, like Dimitri had talked about. And as my school career progressed, I think towards the end, I still really liked literature. I played trombone, so I enjoyed music. And I did not like for chemistry, for example, I enjoyed the experiments. Like I enjoyed mixing substances together to see what would happen. But I did not enjoy the equations, like the math part of chemistry. And the same thing with physics or science. I enjoyed learning about astronomy. That was interesting for me, but I did not enjoy equations, like the math part of it. So for me, it was kind of a mixture. I liked some of this subject, some of that subject, and that's what I can say.
May I a question, Chad?
Of course.
Chad, did you study at your American schools British literature?
Oh, just a little bit in high school. Mainly, we studied classic American literature, and maybe a little bit of British literature, but not much.
There are small differences between the British and the American versions of English. That's why it's interesting for me if Americans understand absolutely the British language.
Yeah, I think mostly, 95% of it we can understand. Of course, there are certain phrases they say in Britain that we don't use in America, like the telly. The telly. We never say the telly in America. We always say TV or television. So telly is something we don't ever say in American English. But yeah, if I meet somebody from England, I can have a conversation with them. I really enjoy the British accent. It sounds really interesting to my ears. I love hearing people from England speak. It's very enjoyable for me.
Thank you very much, Rodrigo.
Chet, your favorite book in high school was Adventure of Tom Sawyer, Mark Twain,
No.
right?
No, my favorite book probably was Jurassic Park. Like that was one of my favorite books. Before it was a movie, it was a novel, and I loved it. It was one of my favorite books in high school.
Mhm. Interesting. Thank you very much. Rodrigo.
Yeah. So my experience about the most subject that I really appreciated in the past, it was like Irina said, it was physics and mathematics. Um, I would say that because I had a teacher, a wonderful teacher, that inspired me to learn about this subject. So she's provide some championship, internal class championship, um, and it's inspired me to always get wins. So from this moment, I started to like so much this subject, and it influenced me, it inspired me until now because I'm an engineer. So I would say that it started in the child this wish. And the teacher was totally right about this because I mean really appreciate it. And of course, as a regular child, I do like to in my lunch break just to relax and something things that I couldn't do inside the class. But the most subject was physics and mathematics.
Mhm. Thank you very much. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Tanara.
My favorite subject was Russian language, always. I like it very much, and it's for me it's interesting. It was very interesting subject, and I had many very good teachers this subject. So and I. Every time I no, you know, and when you go secondary school and then high school, so the subject Russian grammar becomes difficult, and it was not difficult for me, and it was interesting for me, and yes, and so many things depends on your teacher. And Russian language, I always liked this subject. That's all.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Elizabeth.
I always like to study geography. It is a very interesting subject, bright and easy to remember, associated with adventures. I also like the physical education because I was a sporty child. In high school, I liked the history of Russia. I liked literature because I was good at learning poetry and writing essays. I was once given 3 fives for a single poem. And I really liked music lessons. I always loved to sing. Yes, I finished.
Thank you very much. Elizabeth is sporty even today. She can go on her arms like on legs for a very long time. Really, if you meet her, ask her to show you this attraction. Thank you very much. Ijas?
Thank you, guys. I would like to say computer was my favorite all the time. I called myself nerd, or a person who is interested in science or in computer. So I called always myself as a nerd. And recently I decided to learn a new language. So English is my favorite all the time, I should say. Uh, I have read somewhere, the research has shown those people who speak two or more languages, they have active mind compared to others in the society. So I decided to learn a new language, and that's English. I've been learning English for over a year, maybe for 15 months or maybe for 16 months. I'm not sure. So yeah, that's all about.
Thank you. Thank you. Vladela, what are your favorite subjects at school?
My favorite subject is art. Because I love video and this subject very interesting for me.
Please say a bit louder. I can't hear you. Would you like to say something?
What?
Would you like to say anything? What subjects are you? What are your favorite subjects at school?
My favorite subject is art because I love to draw and this subject interesting for me. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Now I'm going to say about my favorite subjects. My favorite subjects were mathematics and physics. I found mathematics to be a very beautiful science. I always took delight in doing sums and mathematical problems. I admired formulas and equations. Mathematics develops abstract thinking, you know. I was fond of physics because of my passion for radio engineering or radio techniques. I also liked chemistry, maybe because of my enthusiasm for photography. I had a small chemistry lab at my home consisting of different chemicals like sulfuric and nitric acids, copper, sulfate, and other. I had the book under the label Experiments Without Explosions. And I carried out different chemical experiments at home. For instance, I decomposed water into oxygen and hydrogen. I silvered copper coins and dissolved them in azotic acids. I mined gold from gilded surfaces of plates. Later, German was added to my favorite subjects after I devoted the summer between the 8th and the 9th grades to self-dependent learning German. I found it cool to speak a foreign language, and before I was able to speak any foreign language, I remember myself standing before a mirror and acting as if I was already able speaking a foreign language. I was like speaking like an actor, like Pentecostals, something like that. And I was enjoying and said, I must learn foreign languages in the future. I don't want just to act, just to pretend, just to play. I wanted them in reality, this ability. I want to have this ability in real. After school, it was very hard for me to choose between German and mathematics. At university, I wanted to go on studying both of them. And I was prepared myself to go to the faculty of mathematics and physics. But at the last moment, standing between two tables, between mathematics and German, I gave the papers to the German, and it decided my fate. Now I'm a German teacher. Although I still like mathematics, and while I'm programming, inventing the programs and program them, I use both my hobbies, mathematics and English, foreign languages are in the programming. Thank you for attention. And now we are going to the next question. Please tell us.
Maybe we will discuss between others, not only you and you. So it's will be interesting, I think, if we will discuss with questions. And there are many questions here.
Have you any more questions to these questions? Would you like to broaden it?
No. Я хочу, чтобы все включались, ну, не как вот как в школе, да, каждый по очереди отвечает, а чтобы вот, ну, как-то все вместе дискуссии, какие-то вопросы, кто-то хочет, кто-то не хочет, ну, как-то вот немножко другое какое-то вот, ну, подтекие имею в виду.
Давайте это в следующий раз обсудим. Давайте сегодня закончим, как запланировали, а это уже потом будет. Уже осталось 15 минут.
Yes, be free to write on the wall of our community every ideas you have. There is a special community in Vkontakte. The name of it is I'm fond of English. I'm fond of English. There is the wall, and there are places for discussions, for sharing ideas, etc. Be free doing that. So, and the next question is, tell us about 3 brightest events of your school years that you remember most of all. Dmitry?
Okay, my most brightest was first big great point or mark, I don't know how can say right. Point, okay, оценка. Mark.
Oh,
yes.
grade. In
High
American English, it's grade. In the British one, it's mark.
Mark. Yes, it's high mark. What I received when I was first grade, and I just returned to my home. I take dinner, and my mom just opened my note, one of my note, and she wept. Wow, you receive high mark, most high mark. It was 5. 5. It's incredible feeling what I felt in that moment, because I felt like so happy. It's just brightest, you know, memory cases what happened. So far, you know, I maybe after that I never felt like what I felt in that moment. You know, it's a sense what was and experience what was when I received that mark. It was something fantastic. Okay. Thank you. Next one.
Irina?
Me?
Irina.
In my last class, I participated in a program between USA and Soviet Union, and the Gorbachev during Gorbachev and Reagan government. Yes, and you know the situation in politics situation between our 2 countries, and they tried to make peace between our 2 countries, and they sent children of high school from America to Soviet Union and from Soviet Union to America, and I participated in this program. Yes, and we went to America to we have been in Washington, in New York, in Los Angeles, and we lived in the families of American students in Phoenix, in state Arizona, in Arizona. Yes, and after that, American students came to Kazakhstan. There were 3 republics: Kazakhstan and Tajikistan and Lithuania, and 3 groups from Soviet Union. And for me, it was most exciting event during my high school. It was very interesting, and you know, first impression was when I studied maybe in the 8th class. We had a guest from Canada. It was one man, and we should greet him. Yes, and he came to our school. He presented us some postcards and he talked with us. And when we saw him, we understood that there is another world. We don't know this world. And we considered that we are the happiest people in communist country, and there is no better country, and all capitalist countries, they are very bad because people, rich people offend them.
Like money. Rich people like money.
but when he saw this man, we understood that it's a lie. It's a lie. We saw different person from different planet. He was very handsome. Her clothes were very fair, they're stylish, and he was very peaceful. Yes, his attitude to us was very peaceful, and it was great. It influenced to us. And after that, we went to America, and we were very surprised when American people in airport, they greeted us. We felt like maybe cosmonauts. They loved us, yes, and we were the first Russians whom they saw. And they were very surprised too, because they were very surprised. You are normal people. Yes, you are so talented children. Yes, and they expected to see maybe no. Some guys told me that they expected to see like fat with long blonde hair and stupid, maybe not talented, but we were very different from different nationalities, and they were very surprised, and we were surprised too. It's why
it was a golden period in relationship between our countries.
Yes, very interesting.
I was also happy to visit America that time when Gorbachev and Reagan were close friends. And I'm thankful to God for that experience. Unbelievable and unforgettable.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Chad?
The brightest events, it's hard to say. First, I would say music. I played the trombone in the band starting in 6th grade, in the 6th class. And it was so great for me because I went to competitions and I enjoyed being number 1, whether it was playing a solo or playing in jazz band. Also, I was able to travel because of music. When I was in high school, we traveled to the state of Hawaii, and it was a big honor for us to play in a parade and to get to see Hawaii. It was just amazing. So probably most of my highlights in school had to do with music or being in band, getting to travel, going to competitions. It was great. It gave me a sense of achievement, a sense of accomplishment. Another big event was sports. So I played American football, and the games would be on Friday night at a stadium. And many people from our city would come and would watch the football games. And there was nothing like that feeling of getting to play American football under the lights in the stadium, having people cheer for you. It was great. I will never forget it. And I'm trying to think what else. Of course, my graduation ceremony. When I finished high school, we went to a large auditorium and we stood on the stage. They handed us our diploma. My parents were so proud. My grandparents were so proud. It was a great day. I won't forget my graduation.
I recollected Hawaii. Aloha!
Yes.
Thank
And
you.
when you step off the airplane, they put a necklace made of flowers around your neck. They say, "Welcome to Hawaii," and the women would kiss you on the cheek. It was a great, great memory for a high school boy.
It was. Dmitry, what about the time? There are only 3 minutes till the end. Can
I think we should finish another resting participants. Okay, they will say,
and then we can finish. Okay. Thank you. I see. Rodrigo?
Yeah, the most brightest moment that I remember when I was at school, it was a little bit similar what Chad said, but it's not about music for me. It was about sports. Our school organized some championships among other schools, the same city, and some cities around. It was like a Olympics. So it was really incredible because I was made part of volleyball team of our school, and we visit other school and other cities to get a match, and it was 1 month with championship, and my team was the champion in that occasion. It was really, really incredible because for the first time I felt what a superstar felt when we win something. It's really incredible because all of pretty girls would like to be near with me, beer of our team. It was really, really nice. Our teachers just congratulations. We received some awards. It was really market for me. That was the most brightest moment that I had in the past at school.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Danara?
Thank you.
Many bright things, but Lisa can. I'd like to give a word, Lisa.
Okay, have you finished? Elizabeth?
Последний звонок это first call или first bell? Последний звонок как был?
First bell.
First bell. Yeah, thank you. No, first bell, last bell, and school competitions. I practice, как это сказать, участвовала.
Participated.
I participated in cross country and skiing competitions. Yes, with the school.
Yes, last bell or closing bell.
Closing that. Okay.
Thank you. Have you finished?
Yes, yes.
Ejaz?
I would say the event I remembered, I should remember for a long period of time. When I was at the first grade, the teacher asked me, the teacher was a math teacher. He asked me a very simple question that it was about to sum two numbers, 2 plus 2. I don't remember the exact example, so let's consider that 2 plus 2. And I answered the question, and he told me, "You move to the second grade." And that was very joyful moment for me. Yeah, I finished.
Thank you. Ladela? Can you tell us about one or more brightest events of your school years that you remember most of all? Okay. I'm going to share next time because we are going